is the entrance. It is quite narrow, but it's quite worth it. And it's fascinating. It's fascinating. We still have them here. You can come and see it. So my opinion is, guys, come to Bulgaria and just go and observe it and visit it. Just allow us from Veliko Tarnovo Day Tours to show you Bulgaria from our perspective and the knowledge we have since 2016. So yeah, come and visit our Facebook page and what we can show you from untouched places like unregular touristic places there is in Bulgaria. Guys, I would love to show you Monastery in Shumen region. Welcome to the stairs. Downstairs, this used to be covered with a wooden cover. You can see the holes where the metal pins were left, or maybe the timber pins were left as a cover to the entrance to the cave. This they have used previous cave, but they help it to shape it a bit with their craftsmanship. And look at the result. There is the altar, and before here in the middle, not in the middle, the end of the altar, we believe there was an iconostasis, like covering the altar and the sacred ceremony that the priests from the monastery were doing in the area of the altar. And this is the naos for the regular monks and people coming in. Obviously, this monastery is not attended by the government, and it's there for us to be seen, which I really appreciate. Okay, let's jump over. And this is a special room, a different one on the left, the west side of the staircase. That's the staircase, guys. And it's a small room for using of the monks. And these small windows, we believe, have been locked with a timber window closers. And obviously there is marks left for that reason over here. And there is a smaller one that's on the opposite side of the hill. Now it became raining. It was thundering when I was climbing up. So suddenly it started to rain, but I was already into the monastery. So I got lucky. We came from down there. Can you see the village? It's around 3 miles away from the cave. It took me about like 50 minutes walk with a stop, and there is a small over here. It's a small. It's like a small hut. It's not a mountain hut. It's just a hut for stopping by, made by the locals. And there is a water fountain. You can fill up your bottle. So that's what exactly I did. So I got lucky. I will have to wait here till the rain disappears, and I believe I'm in quite safe place. People from 12th till 14th century, people in the Christian belief, have stayed here and been safe. So I should be saved by the rain and by the thunder and by the lights, I believe. What I got really scared was to climb up on the stairs. I had to use people from left metal rope, if you can see the beginning of it, and I was holding it while it was lighting and while it was thundering. So I was like, okay, do you think it's gonna light you up? And it didn't. So That's why I'm talking to you. Hey people, let me explain you something with my basic English. So what's typical for Bulgaria is from the 21st of June up till end of September. It's like we have really hot summer. Okay, not like in Athens or in Spain, but it's still hot for this green area we have around. So what I'm saying is, it suddenly started to rain, and it rains a lot. It drops a lot for about 1 or 2 hours. It can become really, really rainy, and if you're not ready and with your flip-flops, like I'm generally walking with not flip-flops but sandals during the summer, even in places like this, these places that I'm visiting on a weekly basis. I mean, come prepared. I'm always prepared. And you have to be as well. Come with proper shoes, with a towel, especially for people that are sweaty a lot like me. And have some extra shoes if you want. Like trainers is not enough. Trainers is just not enough. You might get hurt. And extra t-shirt when you got sweaty, and some top because it might become rainy. You need waterproof jacket as well, a thin waterproof jacket, but still a jacket. And yes, you come here with your drinks or a beer or a coffee over and a sandwich, and eat this up while you're in the old church. That is one in front of icons. There is no iconostasis anymore. And niches that are specially designed normally for the abbots. When you come in a normal church, this place is protected for the abbot, but this is probably for the main monk here in this rocky church. So yeah, why don't you come and have a lunch in Bulgaria in a cave monastery? Why don't you come and visit it? We'll show you for a small price, an Eastern European price. Let's talk about Hesychasm during 12th and 14th century that were happening. The Hesychasm movement happens, what we say is between 12th and 14th century. Most likely it happened in the 11th century as well, but those lands during that time were under the Byzantium or the Eastern Roman Empire. So that's why, as most Bulgarian historians, they don't mention it probably. And they always say in the books and on the places like this, that is between 12th and 14th century. This is exactly the centuries that is with the Second Bulgarian Empire, Second Bulgarian Kingdom. So Hesychasm is a movement into our Christianity, Bulgarian Christianity, Eastern European movement Christianity. That is, they don't want to build up churches and monasteries into the regular cities and towns and villages. They wanted to stay way outside of the population. They want to be closer to God. And they were climbing up in places like this, surrounded by nature, inside of churches like cave churches like this. Caves in the beginning they were using caves. They later on they were widening up the space and became like two or three room story monastery. But with the time, in the beginning was just observing the nature, listening to the nature, listening to God. And yes, these people in the Bulgarian traditional talking history, they were known as healers. The population were coming here with gifts and food because the medicine was not that advanced like nowadays. So they were the healers, they were the people using properly herbs, and they were healing people. They were coming here, people were coming here to be saved by God and by the knowledge of the monks. They were possessing the knowledge of healing people and local medicine, herbal probably medicine. And they were doing miracles. Blind people became observing the nature. So suddenly from blindness they can see. And some people dying from an unknown illness, they were healed. So miracles were happening. And the local king, the local government or the governor, they didn't change this. It was not a sect because it was not like something that is gonna be not in line with the regular Christianity dogmas and rules. Okay, but it was not chased like other sects during the first Bulgarian kingdom, second even, like Bogomils and Catars as well. So yeah, it's a good quiet movement, and it gave us this amazing places to be seen.